A big one. I mean, I assume everybody kind of knows this already. Is the no health affecting specs,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
that's awesome. I mean, no more Magnum ammo on every kit, or no more body armor use as people.
Now, does the same hold true for explosives? So you don't have explosive MK2?
I don't know, because they're
Yeah.
handling like the specs completely differently. It's just all attachments now. So I mean, they might.
So I mean, that was the same system that was trialed in Medal of Honor, right?
Yeah.
And I thought that worked pretty well,
attachments.
actually.
So I mean, they might offer people who use rockets like some sort of super explosive warhead. I hope they don't, but I don't know.
Oh,
They
God, yeah, I hope not.
none of the attachments were available in the demo.
Mm-hmm.
There was no
Okay.
customization in the demo, so
Gotcha.
not quite sure exactly where they're going with all that.
I mean, they do have little things that were in Medal of Honor, like that flechette ammo, or however you say it, that go through walls and stuff. So I wonder if explosives are going to be like that. Like, instead of doing more damage, maybe they have a higher radius, or something to kind of balance it that way.
And in Medal of Honor, hollow point ammo actually did more damage, but only up close, right? And your range and accuracy suffered. So they balanced it that way.
Right.
I don't know but I mean, there may be no spec or attachment like that whatsoever if if they're holding true to the fact that you can't increase the damage you do, nor can you increase your health. And that was pretty cool, actually. Like, if you look at the Call of Duty franchise, sorry everyone, oh my god, I said Call of Duty on the Battlefield podcast, but in Black Ops, when they actually got rid of Stopping Power and Juggernaut, it really opened up a bunch of new kit ideas.
Yeah.
Now, because the weapons were horribly balanced, everyone's running with the same stuff, but it definitely changed the dynamic and let you play around a little bit more. And it seems like now you almost have to run Magnum ammo or body armor, or, well, if you're a dick, then you run around with a Gustav and explosive MK2. But I mean, if you're trying to take out a tank or something, you might bust out your AT4 with explosive damage. But if you are playing an infantry role, it's either Magnum ammo or body armor. So to see things kind of mixed up a little bit, I like that. I like that idea. I don't like specs that increase damage or increase health or do anything like that. I think they're just a pain in the ass.
Exactly, because you just end up running them. Like Magnum ammo on every kit. Yeah, exactly. So, I basically run Magnum ammo on every kit but the Engineer, because I may need extra ammo or whatever, and to get killed by somebody and they have 13% health left, it's like, really? I really need to be running Magnum ammo just to kill them with the same amount of bullets? So it'll be really good, and like you said, it'll open up many more kit options, especially with 3 specs. Right? I guess we're calling them specs per class. So
yeah, specs or perks or expansion slots. I mean, whatever you want to call them, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But there were 3 per. I don't know if it's per weapon or per primary weapon. I think it's per primary weapon.
Probably on the primary.
Yeah.
I can't see them offering you that much variety on your sidearm. It's neon green and it shoots tracer rounds.
Yeah, it looks like a Magnum ammo. Yeah. So I think the ones the specs that they're going to be is your scope or your optics, your ammo, and your barrel. Is that what we kind of figured out?
That's what it seems like. Yeah.
He said barrel, but I didn't really understand that. It could be related to accuracy. Some sort of accuracy.
Well, that's like suppressor and that stuff, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
And they also said that noob tubes will be making a return, so that might be a barrel attachment.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Okay,
that wasn't
so
an issue.
attachment.
In Battlefield, noob tubes aren't a problem. So.
Oh no, not really. But I was just talking about those. I think those are the sorts of barrel attachments there might be.
Yeah, right on. Yep.
Suppressors, under barrel, stuff like that.
Right.
Cool.
So in the chat, they're talking about they want some info on the knife. Now, Blink, you confirmed something interesting. Do you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, so there are two ways you can use the knife. You can either equip it as a weapon and be carrying it around all the time, or you can press the quick knife button and it just kind of pulls it out and slashes and then puts it back into your pocket or wherever. But the quick knife from the front or from the sides will be a 2-hit kill, so that's pretty cool. And then from behind, it's an assassination, which is a very lengthy process in my experience. It takes quite a long time to stick it in their neck and like snap their neck and pull it back out. It takes quite a long time, but that's the only way you can get dog tags in Battlefield 3 is with assassinations. So
now, one of the things that you are able to really customize in Battlefield 3 will be your dog tags, right?
Yes.
Okay, which is very cool.
Yeah, it's interesting how they're doing it. I guess it's a little bit more of a personal, another option to go for these assassination kills or whatever they end up calling it. I think they called it stealth kills or something like that. But basically, how that works is you pick a stat, be it air kills or knife kills or whatever, and that stat will dynamically update. So if someone takes your tags and you have 3 knife kills, 10 months later they'll look and all of a sudden you've got 500 knife kills or something like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
I think it actually works differently than that. I think if you get their tags, like the first week that the game's out, it'll say 3 knife kills, and it'll stay that way. But if you get their tags 5 months later, then it'll say like 500 knife kills.
Okay.
All right.
I think that's how it works based on what they said the last time we went into play and they were doing the walkthrough and talking about dog tags.
And we did kind of confirm, I don't know, it's probably not a big secret, but they did have a mortar stat there. So I guess mortars are coming back, which, again, I mean...
Well, no, it's fine.
Well, they just keep giving snipers more things, like, oh, now you can go prone, and now you can unlock a bipod, and now you have mortars, and now you have... suppressors, and it's like, man, are you just going to give them a tent? Or
the thing is, though, like, snipers would be a very valid part of the game. It's just that everyone wants to be a damn sniper. That's the thing that pisses me off. It's not the mechanics of the sniper, because in combat that's a very important role to play. It's that I'm going to be a sniper, and I'm going to be a sniper, and I'm going to be a sniper. I have the most epic clip to put up on YouTube, and I was trying to play a friggin' deathmatch and get some footage for a series I'm working on, and I just kept getting friggin' shot. And there are 3 snipers lined up side by side on that top right-hand hill, like that hack hill on Isla Inocentes. In a death match, just 3 of them lined up, just sniping.
In death match.
I was like, "Oh, you got to be joking."
Yeah.
And so why people run sniper with that frequency? That's the issue. It's not that it's a problematic kit. I think that if they limit the number of snipers that you can have on a team, problem solved.
Yeah. If there were like 2 or 3 and they spotted everything and sort of did mortar strikes on the objectives after you arm it, then I would love them to death. But
yep,
but there are 20 of them and they all can't kill anyone, and
none of them spot, and they like there's 10 of them defending a flag in Conquest that you keep friggin' losing. That's that kind of stuff pisses me off. But anyway, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's just tough.
I don't hate on snipers per se. I just hate on the fact that everyone wants to play that kit.
Yeah, it's just problems with the 12 times. I mean, when I first started, you'd throw on the 12 times and sit back on Sniper Hill on whichever map has a Sniper Hill, all of them, and you'd sit up your 12 times. Well, now I put on a 12 times for whatever, the lulls basically, and I find I have to run backwards when I spawn. Like that shouldn't be. Like, that's not right.
Yeah. So. I mean, during their presentation, they talked about how the sniper class or the recon class is often hated. So it seems like they understand that a lot of people who play the game don't like kind of the plague of recon players that populate a lot of servers. So I'm hoping they're doing something to counteract people's tendencies to just sit and spawn and do nothing, be it get rid of marksman headshot bonuses or whatever. But I'm hoping they're doing something there.
So the next thing people want to talk about, or want us to talk about, is the kind of squad leaders. Now, from what we saw, you can only spawn on one person, and that was a squad leader. And when that person dies, another squad leader is chosen, and we don't know if that's based on time alive or proximity to either the objective or what. So at least it keeps changing. You still can only spawn on one person, but it's not just limited to one guy, and if that guy sucks, your squad sucks. So how do you guys think that's going to play out? I mean, no more squad sneaking behind enemy lines?
I think that you will be able to, but I think it'll have to be a more cohesive effort. I think when I join randoms, I will generally not be able to, coordinate that kind of flank and destroy. Whereas if I'm playing with friends, then that would be more possible. It actually depends on how good the in-game communication is, voice-wise. Because on PC, it's not that great.
And that was actually some feedback that was given by Off-Duty Gamers. The ability to spawn on anyone in your squad led to, some problems and unrealistic situations where you could sneak behind enemy lines. So,
right.
That's some more feedback that's being taken, right?
I think, it will balance it a little bit where all of a sudden you've got guys popping out of each other's asses just to all of a sudden behind your lines, but I'm just worried that, if you've got a squad leader that is really terrible and keeps dying, and then it switches to a guy that just spawned on him, you've just got a circle where you're not really moving up. That's something Bad Company 2 really promoted, was this spawn system that was revolutionary, and now it seems they're kind of going back to more of a, I don't know.
Or they're refining it, right?
Yeah. So we're not really sure what extra perks that guy has. We weren't really able to confirm everything, but people are saying they might be commander or something like that. What do you guys kind of speculate?
From what I've seen in terms of interviews and stuff, I don't think there's going to be a commander in Battlefield 3.
No, they've actually confirmed that that's not going to be in Battlefield 3.
Yeah. So what the role of the squad leader, I'm not really sure. He is visible to enemies, so if you spot somebody and that guy is a squad leader, like the spot icon actually lets you know that. So I don't know what sort of role that's going to play, but I don't know. There's a lot of potential with the squad system and the squad leader system. And based on what we saw, it seems like it's still really, really early in terms of the whole spawning mechanism, because you couldn't choose your squad. You couldn't choose who was the squad leader. You couldn't choose to be a squad leader. So I don't know if that's how it's actually going to be, or if they're still working on that whole mechanism. But there's definitely going to be some changes compared to Battlefield Bad Company 2.
Yeah. So the thing that I'm wondering is with the battle log, are they going to make it possible for you to go into a game with your friends on the PC as a squad? Because that's my one of my big gripes about the PC is the ability or the inability to do that. And I mean, that's just sort of inherent in Xbox and PS3. You get your 4 friends together, you join a game, and you go from there. And in PC, like, you really have to frig around to get everyone on the same squad, the same team, and all that sort of thing.
And then you get auto balance.
And then you get auto balance, right?
Yeah.
So, do we know if that's part of the whole battle log feature set, or no idea? Eh?
In their announcement of the battle log, it did say that you could form squads and form platoons. I don't know what platoons are, but I'm really, really hoping that they're gonna allow for a lot more in terms of social interaction and joining teams and clans and all that stuff.
Well, I mean, the whole point, or a lot of the things that are done in the game are to promote team play, and it kind of pisses me off on the PC that they make it so difficult to play as a team with people that you know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, that'd be my exact sentiment.
I mean, if they're talking about platoons, that would be multiple squads. Now, if you could set that up where you could all join a similar server, that would be amazing. I mean, it might be pretty overpowered, but, to get 3 different squads together. Now, people are speculating that maybe squad leaders can talk to each other. Do you guys think that's a possibility?
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I could see that being a possibility, but it would... I don't know. I would be hesitant to believe that all the squad leaders would be really good and coordinated and organized and strategic, etc.
Mm-hmm. And I guess that might not really work if, it dynamically changes.
Yeah. In PC as well, you have the option to chat to your entire team. So I think that sort of would be the same thing as the squad leaders talking to each other and coordinating anything, because you can coordinate with the entirety of your team.
Right.
That way.
Just through text, you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I mean, we're definitely lacking that on the consoles half the time.
No, we're not. We're not.
On one console.
Half the shit that gets typed into the chat, you're not missing much.
No?
By not having that functionality.
All right, touche, Colin.
There would be some times where I'd like to tell people to move the fuck up on PS3, but I don't have the ability to.
Ooh, did I tell you guys? I got accused of aimbotting for the first time today.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Good job. What were you using?
SV98.
Oh, that might do it. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I don't know. It looks like PC is still going to be the master race when it comes to Battlefield 3, but maybe with little things like the battle log and the 32 players limited to rush, maybe things will be a little bit more even. I don't know.
Well, consoles are still going to be limited to 24 players, right?
Yeah,
so there's still going to be that divide.
But console games are pretty good when you actually have 24 players. The issue on console is that it's usually like 16 players. It's like an 8v8 game or something like that. It's that's the issue. Rush on console, when it's a 12v12 game, it's fun. Mm-hmm. It's way better than PC 32-player rush games for sure. But Conquest on PC is where it's at right now. So anyway, it's it all depends. I think the game's going to be better looking on console than the other games that are out there for console by and large. Mm-hmm. And I think that they're going to engineer a really good experience. So yeah, I'm not worried about that. I'm going to have it on both, and I'll definitely dedicate videos to doing an exhaustive analysis of what's better.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, Mass disagreeing. 12v12 sucks. Too easy.
Too easy.
Mass doesn't like just sauntering up to the station, as he says. He likes to kill people and save his moment.
If you actually play 12v12 against a good team, though, those are pretty good games.
Yeah,
and there are bases on the game that are really, really tough to take against 12 half-competent players in Bad Company 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially if the teams are even, defenders are going to eventually waste the attackers' tickets, and that'll be the end of it.
They do have 24-player PC servers on Rush, and those are kind of fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, there you go. So, speaking of PCs, we tried, I even got a sneaky picture of it, we tried to find out what PCs were playing the demo or pre-alpha or whatever at E3. They were Alienware. Did we find out much more than that, Blink?
Based on the case, I mean, all we could see was the case. They didn't have side windows or anything, but based on the case that they were housed in, looks like they're second from the top of the line in terms of Alienware, but I have no idea how many upgrades and changes and customizations they added to that base model.
Mm-hmm.
But
do you know the standard stats of that base model?
Not off the top of my head, but I do know the price was around $2,000 for the base model with that case. So could be anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000 to $8,000 or whatever. So.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I heard rumors that the very first reveal of Battlefield 3 back at GDC, they were running like on a single graphics card, I think a GTX 580 with quite a CPU, like 12-core or 8-core CPU. So I think CPU-wise, it's going to be rough, but hopefully the fact that they were only using one graphics card means that it won't be too tough graphically to run.
Mm-hmm. Now, because I'm not a PC player, like they've said, if you can run Bad Company 2 on high, you can run Battlefield 3. Now, what do you guys kind of interpret that to mean? Like, how good of a system do you need to be?
Yeah, I mean, they say that, but they don't say Battlefield 3 on high. They just say you can play Battlefield 3. So
right.
It kind of reminds me of how they put out those minimum system specs for PC games. And if you actually use the minimum spec for a PC game, it's going to be a slideshow, even at the lowest quality. So we'll see how that pans out. I'm very, very interested to see the recommended system specifications for this game.
All right, guys, Colin's taking a bio break. Carry on without me.
Alrighty.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you think they're just kind of waiting to kind of finish the game, or why don't you think they're releasing the specs right now?
It's probably they just need to optimize it more. I mean, right now they're still working on features. It's not feature complete yet, so
that's true.
I think that's their main concern at this point, and then after that it's just getting rid of all the bugs and fine-tuning and doing all that stuff. So I'm thinking they'll probably announce it right before the beta or during the beta, and it'll be very, very interesting to see what those specs are.
Mm-hmm. In your guys' professional opinion, what would you guys recommend for specs? I know I've talked to you quite a few times, probably both of you, about this, but what is everyone kind of looking for CPU and GPU wise?
SpecOps, you want to take this?
For me personally, I said go big. Make it more overpowered, because then you know that it'll be able to work, and it may even last longer. So I would go for at least a quad core, probably 6-core CPU, and in terms of a graphics card, something fairly new gen. Like I think, I don't know, something that's only a few years old and not very old. I mean, I think probably could get by on 4 gigs of RAM, but I think that's all it's going to take.
Uh-huh. Now, do you think, Crysis has kind of long been the standard of PC games? Do you think if you can run Crysis on high, you can run it? Or are we looking at even more powerful system than that?
I think
it'll be comparable.
If you could run Crysis on high, you could do Battlefield on high. I don't think that they would make it that much crazier.
Yeah, I guess it'd probably be pushing people out of the price range if all of a sudden you have to buy a $1,500 computer to play the game.
Yeah, and I mean, you can't make it too big, because then the money that people are going to spend to play it, they won't have any money left to actually buy the game. They're spending all the money on the computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, at this point, I'd say like a $1,000 budget would probably do you really well. And if you want to completely max it out when it comes out, I'd say go for something around $1,500, $1,750, something around there.
Mm-hmm. I'll just go crazy like you just did and crossfire 2 6950s and.
Oh my god, that was a total disaster. Those cards are like banshees.
Really?
They're so loud. I sent them back.
Yeah.
Wow, really?
Yep. I'm running 2 GeForce GTX 260s in SLI now, and it's pretty good.
Yeah, I was looking at the 6950 with the i5 2500K, and that was kind of, everybody seemed to agree that would be able to run it well, and that's
that should do a good job.
Yeah, and that's a reasonable. I was looking at $1,000 system, so I mean, if you want to play, if you want to be in the master race, you gotta pay for it. I guess. So well, that's good. I mean, a lot of people at the beginning started talking about how consoles are going to get left behind, but I mean, it's going to kind of balance out, and as long as I'll deal with a little bit less graphics if it just plays smoothly. So we'll see.
Just get a Wii U, and it'll be better than anything.
Battlefield 3 on the Wii U. Apparently, you can only use one controller with that. That's the rumor?
Yeah, that's...
Wow. We'll have to talk about Mark.
I like how with the original Wii, it was all about social gaming, and now it's sitting in your living room playing a portable, basically.
Yeah, it's like, people come to use the TV, just go to a different room.
Tune them out.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny. Yeah, we'll have to talk to Mark Ream about that, and I'll see if he still backs it.
Definitely.
Back.
Right on. So yeah, what else is kind of the big stories of Battlefield 3? Revive
Tonight, Jimmy Fallon.
Right. Yeah, console gameplay. That will be interesting. I hope Jimmy's not playing. I hope they bring a ringer in to actually play it, but maybe.
Yeah. Hopefully the developer will be the one at the reins.
Yeah.
Unless we get
anything to make it more attractive to people, I think would be a step in the right direction, because I think people that sort of follow it are like sort of apprehensive that, well, is it going to be good? Is it not? But people that have no idea, hopefully they'll look at it and say, wow, that looks really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is good that it's reaching a wider audience. Like we were hoping to get a video of it for YouTube, because that would show a lot of people, what we could actually do with it, especially, like if you were playing Blink and you go 32-6 or whatever you went that last round, like that's going to sell some copies. So as long as they show someone competent.
Yeah, the gameplay that they showcased on that stream was not good at all.
Yeah, I heard it was awful.
And showing people just epically failing at the game is not going to make people want to buy it. They want to see someone doing really, really well.
Exactly.
So hopefully they'll keep that in mind going forward.
Mm-hmm. I do wonder how they're going to show the console gameplay. Like, I mean, is it just going to look really good and they just say it's console and you can't really tell a difference? Or is it going to look a bit different and you can say, oh, okay, yes, this is console gameplay? Like, do you think we'll be able to tell?
I think it'll be pretty obvious if it is actually console gameplay. Because they said that they're turning off motion blur and it's going to probably be at 720p and all that. So it's going to be a big difference. I'm just interested to see how big of a difference it's going to be.
Right.
When compared to the maxed out PCs that they've been running it on and showcasing it on so far.
Yeah.
And I think that the console gameplay is really going to show the power of the Frostbite 2 engine, because that's been sort of what they were saying, is that they really wanted to show the game off and create the sequel to Battlefield 2, but they didn't have the tech to do it and deliver it on all the platforms. So
yeah.
Well, I guess as we wind down, I have a whole bunch of announcements to go through. So
one more thing. What's everyone think about Team Deathmatch mode?
I think it's good.
I think it's good. Yeah.
Me too.
I think it'll kind of bridge the gap, and yeah, I don't see any major problems with it at all. I mean, if you want to go around and lone wolf, play something without an objective, it's great.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, people who want to just, I'm by myself, I don't want to really go for the objective, but I don't want to be a detriment to my team, so I'll just go Team Deathmatch. I mean, I like it, and it's what people are used to in other big name games like Call of Duty, so, I think it's a good move.
Exactly.
I think that the challenge that was presented was Squad Deathmatch, which, it's a fun game mode, but the spawn system, just because of, the way it's designed, where you have to have different spawn points, I think that was just so broken.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, if they do the Call of Duty type thing with the 2 spawn points or the flipping spawn points or something like that, where it's more natural. You're progressing across the map, killing people instead of running around just trying to find people type thing.
As long as they don't use the spawn system for Medal of Honor, I'll probably be happy.
Yeah, that was awful. Well, as long as there's no kill streaks and you can't just aim something at a...
So you guys saw nothing in the way of kill streaks, right?
No.
Nothing.
I got a 14 kill streak at one point, and the only thing I was rewarded with was like a pin.
Okay, it's like cool. 200 points for something?
Yeah, 200 points. I don't know. I think it's for headshots or something like that, but that's the only reward I got during that kill streak. So
one thing they do need to tweak is how the kills come up. It's very hard to tell what you're getting points for, or whether you kill the person or suppress them.
I would like some sort of audible signal that I've actually gotten a kill, because as of right now, like, there were a couple times where I was shooting at somebody and I would get points for something, but I couldn't read it because I was focused on my reticle or whatever, and I would stop shooting, and that person wouldn't actually die. He would have been like one bullet away, and then he took me out. And there was some other times where I was shooting at somebody, they did actually die, but I didn't realize it, and I kept shooting. So they need to work on that a little bit, I think.
Yeah, I actually kind of like the Medal of Honor way of how they did it, like the noise almost, like it was, I don't know, it was kind of epic. Like, you know, you actually could feel you're getting the kill, if that makes any sense. So we'll see. So, right on. Anything else we kind of missed? No knifing. Everybody want to know about the knifing, and the 2 swipes will hopefully get rid of lunge. What else? There's no vehicle specs. I know people in the chat have been talking about vehicle specs. We weren't able to see them. We weren't able to...
Vehicles do regen health, though, which I found really odd.
They do.
And kind of weird.
See, we tried to confirm that.
They can't go to full health, right?
Yeah, once they said it regens health after a while, but once it gets below a certain threshold, then it fails to regen anymore, if I remember correctly.
That's very interesting.
I think so. Does that mean that soldiers regen health? And if they don't, why do vehicles do and soldiers don't?
They do have regen health.
Yeah, soldiers do.
Not in my experience.
I thought they do when you're not being suppressed, or if you're in cover.
I did not regenerate any health during my playtime. I'll just say that.
Interesting. Yeah, that was another thing we had a hard time confirming. So it'd be interesting why vehicles would regenerate health. Like, that is nowhere near realistic. I mean, I know we are talking about a video game, but
yeah,
you know, what's the point of? I just don't see much point of it. So, yeah, and in regards to the specs, they did talk about. We don't know if every vehicle has the thermal imaging. And the 2, you know, I guess we call it alt weapon or whatever, but at least the LAV did. So I don't know if specs are hard coded into every type of vehicle or what, but hopefully we'll get to see more.
Well, they did say there was vehicle customization.
Right.
So that is confirmed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So pink vehicles.
Perfect.
Confirmed.
I like what they've done with the customization of the dog tags, as opposed to having, you know, like in Black Ops, where you had like people running around with backwards hats and jeans and face paint, you know?
Yeah. Or TF2 with bunny hats and triple decker top hats and stuff like that.
That'd be next level Battlefield right there. Hat simulator. So I guess, I will kind of go through the announcements to make sure I kind of forget these every time, so I made sure to write them down. Tomorrow, starting at 9 p.m. GMT or 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Evil Kit, who is in the live stream and is also playing in the live stream, celebrating his 3-month anniversary on YouTube by having a open lobby on the DRMB Quantic servers. So if you search for Quantic/DRMB Pro Gaming Server, you'll be able to join him starting at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So
is that on the European Quantic servers or the US Quantic servers?
Both.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, so says him. So there's on the front page of DRMB, there's a kind of a post he made. So that's cool. Also, I posted a big announcement yesterday. We're partnering with 4 new people. Well, I guess 3 new people. First, we're working with Battlefieldo.com. A lot of people know about them for their Battlefield 3 news. We'll be posting their news links for anything major that happens, and in return, they're kind of posting our live streams and stuff like that. So I know a lot of people have been wanting Battlefield 3 news on Don't Revive Me Bro, and I've been a little hesitant to post it just because, how many times can you read the same thing? So it'll be good to partner with them and kind of get Don't Revive Me Bro into the news aspect a bit more.
Yeah, right on.
Mm-hmm. Next, we are expanding Don't Revive Me Bro to South America with the creation of DRMB Brazil. They are former Call of Duty players. They had a big Brazilian Call of Duty community there, and they aim to create a solid Battlefield community in South America. So they are live and up and going at don'trevivemebro.com.br. So check them out if you're in South America. Also, we're working closely with Game and Train. They are a game review and fitness site that help grow. Well, I guess they're helping to grow the gaming community together. It's game-train.com. Great group of guys. We're going to be doing a couple announcements regarding partnering with them a bit shortly, but basically we're kind of working together with their community to kind of bring the whole gaming community together instead of the more us versus you aspect. I guess I'm kind of talking about Call of Duty, but more on that later. And finally, our partnership with Quantic Gaming continues. If you're a competitive player, you've probably heard about Quantic, or if you're looking into moving into game battles or anything like that, you check out quanticgaming.com. They have the best Black Ops, Bad Company 2, StarCraft, and Halo pro teams. QXG is their main Bad Company 2 clan, so you've probably ran into them in open lobbies and got killed over and over by them. So if you're a competitive player, Quantic is the place to be, and we've got 3 servers with them, and those will be moving to Battlefield 3 servers, and we'll probably add a couple more come October. So yeah, that is my major announcements. I also wanted to really thank everybody for helping make DRMB a success, especially Colin, Blink, and SpcOps. You guys have been very, very helpful. We have over 1,000 registered users, over 800 followers on Twitter. We easily met our donation goal of $500 so fast that I raised it to 1,000 so we can pick up more Battlefield 3 servers. That was way faster than expected, so definitely thank you to everyone else. And as a thank you, we're launching a new site layout next week, and we'll be doing major giveaways for Battlefield merchandise in the very near future as soon as my buddy Daniel gets back to me. And we'll be also giving away copies of Battlefield 3 as it gets closer to release date. So this is, of course, in addition to our 3 Bad Company 2 PC servers, and which will obviously become Battlefield 3 servers. So that is my story. Thanks again, guys, for coming on. I know we all can't wait for Battlefield 3.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. And I want to say that it was a pleasure meeting both of you at E3 and sort of talking to you guys face to face.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was a good time, and too bad Saturday Enigma was here. It was great to meet you guys. It was interesting to kind of meet people in real life for the first time. Enigma's a huge guy.
Kind of surreal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it totally is.
So links to all these guys' channels will be in the description of the post on Monday for those guys, but you guys know who these guys are. Also, thanks to Control Freak for sponsoring the week's show, and as a special treat for all you guys in the live stream, I'll announce the next podcast, which nobody knows about yet. On Saturday, July 2nd, at an yet unsaid time, we will be interviewing Mr. Daniel Matros again for a post-E3 discussion about all the things we confirmed in Battlefield 3. And he is working on bringing a special guest with him, so we will announce that when it comes. So we're very excited about that, and that will be at a time for all the EU guys will be able to join the live chat as well, and I'll be making a post on Monday where you can leave a bunch of questions for Daniel. As you guys know, he can't answer anything or everything, but we'll try to get everything out of him that we can. He's usually pretty good about releasing one new thing. So
yeah,
that will be very exciting. So again, that's July 2nd, probably around, I don't know, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, something like that. Maybe 8 or 9 GMT. So yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for TyWeb, the live stream, and Taco and Evil Kit.
Hello.
Beasts.
You guys are.
So I just want to thank everyone for joining us for episode 20 of the Don't Revive Me Bro podcast. Lots to talk about and lots more great stuff to come as we ramp up for Battlefield 3. So that's it for me tonight, guys. And I want to thank all the guests again for showing up. Cheers, guys.
This has been another episode of Don't Revive Me Bro, your Battlefield community podcast. Take care until the next time.